Back from more Walking Dead. This is episode 1 of season 10. Finally, the wait's over. I'm so excited to get into this season. There's been a lot of hype building up to it, and I think the show's really kind of found its feet again. Because I loved season 9. I thought it was fantastic. And you know, near the end there, we lost quite a few big names, but we have the Whisperers now as like a proper threat, and I'm really enjoying them quite a bit. They're doing some really interesting kind of character stuff. Obviously, last season we lost Rick, you know, in episode 5, but I think the show still held its own, and it's going from strength to strength. Honestly, with the new showrunner and everything, I think it's just been, you know, an absolute blast so far, and hopefully they keep up that level of quality with this season, which I'm very excited for. And yeah, just before we get into it, I'm going to briefly talk about the news we got from like New York Comic Con and stuff. So if you don't want spoilers on that, I guess, or like news concerning that, I'll put like a pinned comment in the comment section, and you can like just skip to the reaction starting. But it'll be very brief. But yeah, it's already been renewed for season 11, which is awesome. Because if, you know, the show does keep up the quality that season 9 had, I will happily keep watching it for season after season. I'm just very intrigued as to where they're going to take the story next. But also, Lauren Cohen is coming back as Maggie, which is very exciting. And they've said near the end of season 10 we'll probably see her. And then she'll be a series regular again for season 11, which is very exciting news because Maggie's one of my favourites. I absolutely loved her. A lot of it did spin from like the story with her and Glenn, because obviously Glenn was one of my favourites. If you have seen all my reactions, I'm sure you're aware of that. So to see her come back into the show, I'm so happy about, because I really missed her in the rest of season 9. So yeah, very excited to carry on and see what's going to happen with this season. I've heard very good things, and I'm very excited to see where this story's going to go with the Whisperers and stuff, because if you're new to the channel, and new to these reactions, I haven't read the comics, I don't really know a thing about what's going to happen. So I'm very excited, and I'm also very sick, which isn't ideal. I've got a really bad sore throat, so apologies for that, but I just wanted to watch this as soon as possible because I didn't want to get spoiled on it. So yeah, season 10, very excited to see, you know, how they're going to kick off this season, so let's get into it. What show is this? Well, that's lovely. Battle of the Bastards who? Oh, I've missed you in that goddamn sword. Hey. Oh, they've got this sword, didn't they? Oh. Talk about facing the problem head on, Jesus.
Looks like you need a strong woman to help you with that, among other things.
I mean, yes.
Damn. Well, which one of you two's gonna die?
Tara would have been proud.
I hope so.
Let's see what she found.
Oh dear. Well. Do you win a prize or what? Oh, I've missed this theme tune.
Kids founded by the estuary. The river must
Yeah.
This might not mean anything.
Or it might mean something. Look, no one saw Alpha's herd move out. So
Yeah, better to be safe than have your head on a spike.
If there's we're the villains of someone else's story. Threat to their survival. So dangerous they threaten to wipe us out.
Well, everyone can say that.
Makes you wonder sometimes.
You don't wear dead skin, so I'm rooting for you guys. Thank God that arm's fake, Jesus. 5 minutes ago he was like, caution, then he just fucking runs in.
I lost Rick on the...
Maybe they're just getting ready for Halloween a bit early. Oh. I'd wave it like a white flag. Okay. Why are you carrying it?
And we're gonna need to squash it. And I know who Rick and Carl were.
Oh, stop mentioning the dead people.
So he blew up the bridge church and all the walkers fell into the water and he saved all his friends. Yeah. Did the brave man go to his friend's house after that? No. He died and went to heaven. Will he come back someday, like the walkers? No. Not like that. But
Oh.
There's some people that you love so much that you would do anything for them. Just like I would do anything for you and for Judith.
I'd do anything for cake. Does that count?
Yes.
Oh dear. Oh dear. RJ smiling at that, the psychopath. Oh shit.
Eugene's on the radio. He needs to talk to you now.
What about? Hey. Yeah. Oh my god, Eugene.
She is very regular. Congratulations.
Eugene,
Yeah.
she's a baby, not a science experiment.
Oh my god.
Can't boil people down to charts and graphs.
Is everything okay?
Yes, the girl said.
He didn't sign up for 3 men and a baby, I guess.
Look, I've gone my whole life without reading. See the point learning how to do it now.
Aww.
It'll open a whole new world for you. You're picking it up
A
so
whole
quick, you're
new
natural.
world.
Why are folks giving you the side eye?
Say folks eyeing you.
I was gonna say. Oh dear. The PTSD. Ah, no, thank you.
Good thing I got to town in time for you to play house.
I was gonna say I don't recognise him.
Organize the meds. So, what's with this whisper?
Oh dear.
You want to get a room?
Enid. Oh. Do I like him? I don't know. I either want to high five him or punch him. I don't know which one that is yet. This is an issue.
Well, now I'm the guy that thinks the vegetable. And people are putting their shitting pants back on. Because pants shitting is definitely happening. Now with this all, using the truth to manipulate. But hell, at the end of the day, if that's what keeps people alive, what's the harm?
I can kind of see the sense in it. But there are some things people need to be honest about, like Siddiq struggling and stuff. So that's the satellite thing at the beginning, isn't it? Oh! Run, Forrest, run!
Kids founded by the estuary.
I like working out what these titles mean before like we find out. No. I love Connie. Yes, please, to Daryl and Connie.
Birds used to scare the hell out of me. Lions, tigers, no problem. That's the kind of sense to work.
Bears? Oh my.
No, he just likes you better.
Oh, he's been practicing. Oh shit, is this Carol? Yeah, he just shot himself. Hello, my love.
Did you miss me?
Not really.
I'll take that.
They're so wholesome.
If we're lucky, we never have to think about those skin freaks ever again.
Sure. About that.
What?
Welcome home.
We found one of their masks today. Hang on.
Oh, Carol. Don't get reckless, please.
We can still get the deer.
Oh, it's too late.
Oh, shit.
Why are we still respecting borders we never agreed to when Alpha isn't even here? Can we just forget about that?
It's too late.
Oh, sorry, dear.
Sorry if I didn't want my best friend to spend her whole life on a boat.
Best friend? What are you, San?
Whatever. Just run away together.
We pirates. Heck yeah.
Spin off, spin off.
And those little cabins on it.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, yeah, they've been fighting for God knows how long now, haven't they? Could do with a break. Centre Parks or something. What is this about? Like, where are they going with this? Well, not ideal.
We need to backburn the stray fuel by the control line so the fire can't spread.
Let's light it up.
Oh. So you quite literally have to fight fire with fire. Oh boy.
Okay, boss. I'm gonna take my other side. Okay?
God, everyone's got all bloody issues, haven't they? Jesus! My anxiety. They seem quite, like, systematic now, and, like, they have, like, action plans for everything. But obviously when the Whisperers come back, it brings unpredictability back into it, doesn't it? Ooh. Nice. Fair play to him using a fucking bucket. The fuck it bucket, if you will. Holy shit. Carol. And I'll set fire to the dead. No, please.
Eugenius? What about radiation, man?
Eugenius.
There's radiation all around us.
What did Carol do?
They fucked off. Wasn't that where Alpha told them about the borders and shit? Oh. Oh. Creepy bitch. Shit. Okay, I really enjoyed that premiere. I thought it was really, really good. Fantastic start to the season, and I can't wait to see where they take all these little things next, because they kind of teased a lot of stuff to come, teased quite a few potential stories they could follow through, which I'm very, very excited by. And it was just nice being back in this world and seeing these characters again, and all the interactions and stuff, because we've got quite a big cast. We have quite a lot of characters, but I feel like we saw everyone in this episode, however briefly. And they all got like a little moment, I feel, which I really appreciated. So it was nice, kind of just a little reintroduction to where the characters are at now, having like the looming threat of the Whisperers in the background, really, and then obviously that ending with Alpha returning. Very, very excited to see where they're going to take this. And I love that it was Carol who saw her at the end as well, those two, because that's going to be a big thing, I think. Because Carol was kind of talking about the whole episode, like trying to forget the Whisperers and everything that happened, and obviously losing Henry and stuff. She wants to move forward and escape from that as best she can, but to see her literally have to confront that at the end, I feel like she's going to go full on, right, let's kill her. And I hope she does, because that'd be really cool to see. So yeah, I really enjoyed seeing people like training and stuff like that, and just seeing like the formation and codes and the clear kind of I don't know what the word is, but they have like action plans for all these different scenarios and stuff, and they've been training everyone quite a bit. Yeah, like all the shields, and then they move out the way for people like firing arrows and stuff like that, and they had a real action plan for the fire as well. They seemed like very prepared and stuff like that, and the big thing I think about this episode was like being cautious and caution there, particularly with like Michonne and Aaron's kind of disagreement near the start. So it was nice to kind of see that put into action with them tackling the fire, and then them going on the training mission at the start and stuff like that. So it's just nice to kind of see that progress and see that they're moving forward. They're evolving, I guess, as like a group and a community trying to survive. And you know, with that comes seeing RJ a bit older now, talking, and Judith kind of almost leading a group of kids herself, really, on like outings to get shells and stuff like that. And Lydia's learning to read, which was very wholesome. Just things like that, and that just shows kind of maybe neglect on Alpha's part, because he never taught her daughter to read, even though, she probably could have read by the time the apocalypse even happened, maybe. Or maybe it's just because she was maybe more of a child of the apocalypse, so she never had the chance. And it's nice to kind of see her. I mean, I get why she'd probably feel a bit self-conscious and stuff, being in like a class with the younger people. But I feel like we're going to see her slowly be really accepted into the community. In a similar way we're going to get with Negan, I think, because obviously he's being allowed out of his cell now to do work. So there's taking steps with him. And I can't wait to see what they do with Negan this season. I think he's going to be one to watch and very, very interesting. Because he formed a kind of nice bond with Judith. I feel like we're getting the same kind of thing with him and Lydia as well. In a way they kind of started it with Carl, but obviously then we know what happened there. So yeah, it was just nice kind of seeing everyone again. I'm not going to talk about absolutely everyone, of course, because there's a lot of characters, but I did enjoy the use of like the titles, to like split up sections of the episode, like Embers, for example, stuff like that. That was one of them. Because I did a similar thing. I think it was in season 8, when they had like it split into different sections based on like character point of view. So it has like a section called Rick, or a section called Michonne, a section called Jadis, things like that. They did it before, and I feel like that worked really, really well for the structure of that episode. And I think the same could be said here, especially for a premiere, because a lot of premieres, I think it's really hard to do a season premiere of any show, and no matter what season you're on, because you kind of want it to be a slow burn and reintroduce the characters, but you also want a bit of excitement in there, to get people hyped for the rest of the season. And I feel like this achieved that. And the use of those kind of title cards to split up into sections, it just makes it more obvious that you're making progress as you're watching the episode. And I think it really helps with the pacing. You're not just feeling like, oh, okay, this is a bit of a slog now, because you feel like, as a viewer, it is being split up into sections. And I really, really enjoyed that. I feel like that always helps with the pacing, and it worked really, really well here. So I liked that. And also the like satellite crashing and like basically that being like a meteor kind of thing causing the fire. Interesting kind of way to get them to have to like cross the borders, which I think could cause some tension with Alpha now that we know she's back. Unless Carol were just imagining her, but I don't think she was. So that was kind of interesting. 'Cause when that first, like the opening shot of the episode started, I was like, what the hell? But it also means like potentially new materials that Eugene can use, which is interesting and exciting. Yeah, very bizarre to kind of see that happen, but it would make sense, and like satellites would like crash and stuff like years after the apocalypse, and they're not being cared for and stuff. So it makes a lot of sense. So I did quite enjoy that as like a threat for them to tackle. It's just like not just walkers or the Whisperers and stuff like that. It's a very interesting obstacle, and I did enjoy that, and how that kind of crashing tied in on different sections of the episode, because obviously all this was kind of happening around the same time to different characters, and then we had that kind of crash linking it all. I really enjoyed that. So that was great. Michonne and Aaron, I thought, had quite an interesting kind of pairing near the start of the episode. Again, debating what they are. Are they good guys or bad guys? Should they be cautious or not? Just kind of deciding who you want to be and stuff. Very interesting kind of idea to play with, I feel like. Because we've seen these characters now. I mean, this is going to be that 10th year, isn't it? So, in terms of, particularly with Daryl and Carol, because they've been there since season 1, we've seen how much they've changed in these like 10 seasons. And they're not who they were when we first met them, particularly Carol. Like, Carol's character development's kind of insane, how great that is. So it makes sense that these characters would be questioning who they are and how much they've changed. So I like that, and deciding whether or not they are the good guys. I mean, I feel like with this, it's kind of black and white who the good guys should be, and I think Michonne even came to that decision herself. And I liked seeing her in that role, and obviously we know time's running out to enjoy Michonne on the show, which is very sad. Hopefully they don't kill her though. I feel like she might be used in the Rick Grimes movies, which would be great. And we don't know, I don't think we even know for sure when she's making her exit. So it could be any time, which kind of makes me nervous. But yeah, I just like seeing her leading it again. And Aaron kind of being fed up of being the good guy and he just wants to get shit done now. I enjoyed that. I mean, it was kind of strange that he was telling everyone, you know, be cautious, be on like red alert or whatever, and they just ran across that bridge and started killing walkers that could have easily killed him. If he'd had like still had a arm on that side, you know, he would have been bitten. So that felt a bit weird, but never mind. So yeah, interesting stuff with those two. Seeing Judith and RJ again, growing up and very much finding a role in the community. And I like that this episode addressed a lot of like the people who have gone. You know, they talked about Rick, Judith telling RJ the story of like Rick, the brave man. I really liked. They mentioned Carl as well. They mentioned Tara. I don't know if they mentioned Enid, but obviously I think during Siddiq's kind of section, he saw a lot of the people who died, because clearly he's going through something. But seeing the kids again was great. Seeing Rosita's had her baby, and you know she's not going to be pregnant for 15 seasons is nice. And Eugene kind of treating it as like an experiment, because that's just what Eugene does. Classic Eugene, I liked that. And the kind of crazy relationship that they have, really, because that kid basically has like 3 dads with Gabriel, Eugene and Siddiq. So that was funny, and seeing Eugene particularly try to cope, I thought it was kind of interesting that Rosita, I don't think I actually saw Rosita properly spend time with the baby in this episode, so I don't know if that's going to be a hint of things to come, because Eugene was spending all the time there, Rosita was like boxing, and then obviously Siddiq took care of her. So I don't know if that's maybe a sign of things to come, or if it was just Rosita's day off from babysitting or looking after the baby, you know. I have to wait and see, but I am intrigued as to where they're going to take that whole love quadrangle, or whatever you'd call it. I'm not really sure, love square, I guess. Where they're going to go with that, I'm really not sure. I mean, I just think Rosita and Gabriel, I just think that's such a weird pairing. But maybe that's just me. So we'll see where they go with all that, but it's just nice seeing these characters again, and Eugene just being Eugene is always kind of funny. And yeah, Alpha showing up at the end. Looking forward to seeing how much of a threat the Whisperers are this season, because I really like them in season 9. Hopefully that will continue in season 10. I'm intrigued, especially now they're back and they might find out their borders have been crossed. Obviously shit's going to hit the fan, so I'm very excited for that. And then yeah, the kind of brief bond between Lydia and Negan, because obviously they're both kind of the outcasts and once we're on like the villain's side, I suppose. I feel bad for Lydia with like her struggles and stuff, because she lost Henry and now she's kind of an outcast from her family and the Whisperers and stuff like that, and she doesn't feel exactly at home in the new community either. And yes, just seeing Negan allowed out, giving Gabriel kind of some advice, whether or not he wanted to take it or not, and seeing Gabriel kind of wrestle with whether or not he should like lie to keep people safe could be interesting to see if that comes back to bite him. But I always enjoy Negan, and I'm looking forward to seeing him hopefully step up as more of a member of the community, because I feel like we were definitely getting that with like particularly last season's finale when he went out to kind of save Judith. I feel like we're making progress with that, and I'm very excited to see where they go with Siddiq. Not Siddiq, Negan. I just looked at my notes and just saw Siddiq, so I just said that. I'm ill, leave me know. But speaking of Siddiq, let's get to him. It seems he kind of has PTSD or like some, trauma from being kidnapped by Alpha and stuff, and seeing all his friends die and then have to be sent away, seeing the spikes, stuff like that. I can, you can certainly get why that would fuck him up, and I feel bad for the poor guy. Hopefully that doesn't put his baby in danger at any point. But obviously that's going to be a big issue. Hopefully he can find some help for that. But it's nice that he's getting kind of his own story. Because I feel like we still need to learn a lot more about Siddiq and who he really is. Because, the most interesting thing he's kind of really done on the show for the most part was get Rosita pregnant. And we didn't even get to see that because that was during a flash forward. So I'm glad we're going to spend a lot more time with him. Especially because I feel very attached to Siddiq because he's like the one Carl died saving. So I'm kind of like always rooting for Siddiq. And I really like him, and I like the actor a lot as well. So interesting that he's going to get, it seems, his own kind of story and struggle with that, and hopefully he'll find some help for it. But it's nice that he's getting his own kind of thing, so I liked that. Dante, I think he's a new guy, doctor guy maybe. So I haven't worked out if I like him yet or he annoys me. I'll let you know. So we'll see what happens with him, but that seemed like a random new addition, so I imagine he's from the comics or something, because he was in that one scene, then we didn't see him again for the rest of the episode. So I feel like they're just saying, yes, we're still following the comics even though Rick's not here and Carl's not here, stuff like that. I don't know, the comics are now finished. I feel like this is the first time the show's been back, hasn't it, since the comics ended? Because I think it was like a surprise ending of the comics, so that's kind of interesting. So yeah, jury's out on him right now. I'll have to wait and see. I need to see more of him, but I'm excited for that. Obviously Carol and her struggle to try and ignore everything that happened really, and now she's being confronted with that should be interesting, and the awkwardness with her and Ezekiel. I feel bad for Ezekiel, bless him. But yeah, interesting to see what his plight may be and what his journey could be this season. He seems to really be throwing himself into like all the efforts to like save his community, like nearly kind of passing out and just like choking to death when he was helping out with the fire and the smoke. So hopefully he's not going to be too reckless. It seemed like Carol was almost like that as well, just wanting to like run away with Daryl and, you know, telling him to go fast on the bike, stuff like that. I feel like she could be heading down a dangerous road, so it'll be interesting seeing more of that. And particularly she's going to become like hellbent on revenge against Alpha. And then obviously Daryl as well. And Dog, of course, Dog. Let's talk about Dog. I love Dog. If he dies, I will cry. But yeah, I enjoyed Daryl and Carol's kind of scenes together as well. They have a really, really nice bond. I know a lot of people kind of really want them to like get together romantically, and I think there was a time I did want that. Now I feel like I don't want them to ruin that really special bond and friendship that they've made over 10 seasons. It could happen, and I won't be entirely against it, but I'm low-key kind of rooting, well not low-key, I'm rooting for Daryl and Connie, I'm not gonna lie. I just really enjoyed their bond, and they had a few moments in this episode I'm like, ugh! And it's not very often I get really crazy about couples in The Walking Dead. Like Glenn and Maggie was like a huge exception that I was utterly obsessed, and I feel like I could be getting that way with Daryl and Connie. I love Connie as a character, I think she's awesome, and I hope we get to see a lot more of her this season as well. And I just really like the bond with her and Daryl, and even with the bond with Dog. Very wholesome, one of my favourite things about Season 9. So I'm glad it seems we're definitely going to be getting more of that, and Daryl like learning sign language and stuff. Wholesome. But yeah, I'm also excited to see more of like the Daryl and Carol bond, because I feel like that's going to be a big thing this season as well. So yeah, lots going on. Obviously that's not all the characters, but not everyone kind of had a huge amount to do, and I'm sure we'll get different focuses on different characters as the season progresses, but I'm very, very excited for that. And my throat is so sore, so I'm going to wrap things up here. And yeah, really enjoyed this premiere a lot. I think it was fantastic, and I can't wait to see where we're going to go from here for the rest of the season. But this is a hell of a start, and I'm excited. It should be a crazy season, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. And yeah, until my next reaction, thanks for watching.